Hi Gemini, it's Sloan Rhodes here with your Oracle card reading for January 2020. This is just a quick reading for each sign, just to kind of touch base and give you a little bit of peek at some guidance here for January 2020. I have already done the career, life, purpose, and money readings for January. Those are up on YouTube. They're also available to listen to, as well as this video on the audio podcast. So if you want to just listen to these as opposed to watch them here on YouTube, you can do that. There are links below, or you can just search for Sloan Rhodes Podcast. And what else? I do have my final sale up at the Sloan Academy for how to read Oracle cards and some crystal videos on how to work with crystals and working with your intuition. So there's 60% off all of those courses. There are links below if you're interested. Okay, Gemini, let's go. Moonlight, Dragon's Lair, under the deck. Well, there may be some underlying worries. There may have been a situation you got yourself into recently where you are still working with all of the intense feelings and emotions around that, the stickiness of the situation. Whenever I see the Dragon's Lair, it's kind of like the devil in the tarot. It always just feels sticky, and you're not quite sure, what's what. And it almost feels like there's minefields everywhere. So that's kind of under the deck there, but it is underlying. It's like and so I feel like it's something that you've already experienced and you're coming out of. And now we have Moonlight, right? So you have a degree of success here after this Dragon's Lair, but not everything is being revealed yet. It's still Moonlight. There's still quite a bit of illusion here. There may even be some delusions. Maybe you're still fooling yourself in some way, Gemini. But remember, the moonlight doesn't have to be scary. If you surrender to the moonlight, then you can take in the majesty and you can take in the beauty, the stillness. You can rely on your third eye, rely on your wisdom, your intuition to guide you through. But if you're fearful of everything that you can't see that well, then you become paralyzed. But in life, you can't see everything well. You think you can, but in truth, you never really know what's to come. We just kind of fool ourselves. This is why I say that maybe some illusions you're still holding on to, or you may be deluding yourself about a certain situation or a certain individual. And the way that you get clarity is to surrender, to allow things to be a little obscure for now. You don't have to know all the answers. The only thing you can trust in the situation is in your own abilities, your own innate wisdom to navigate through your intuitive understandings, right? We have the owl as well. The owl isn't afraid. The owl sees all, right? Open yourself up here. The moonlight doesn't last forever. The sun does rise. And with that comes a different kind of clarity. But there is a softness here with the moonlight. It's an opportunity to be softer, to surrender, to allow things to be as they are without the fear. That's really the message for you here for January, Gemini. Do your best to surrender to whatever has occurred. It's not your preference, of course. You've been working through something, something difficult, coming out of that. Now you're not sure what to do or where to go, possibly. And maybe you navigated that Dragon's Lair fairly easily. It was not great, but you didn't. Everyone's going to have their own degree of this. But either way, for January, Gemini, it's more of that divine feminine energy. Surrender, allow things to be. Trust yourself. Trust your intuitive nudges. Do your best to work through the egoic fears and anxieties that may arise. Remind yourself that you're safe, that it's not a mountain lion, it's just a rock that you're looking at. Your imagination might want to go in a way that feels fearful. Very seldom with the Dragon's Lair and the moonlight does the imagination go in places that feels wonderful. Allow your imagination to go in a different way, where what you're seeing is something magical, mystical, etheric, as opposed to scary, unknown. We choose the stories that we tell ourselves, and with the moonlight energy there, and the Dragon's Lair at the deck, Gemini, you may have been telling yourself a scary story, but where's the delusion? Where's the illusion? Is the illusion in the fear? You know? Because everything is okay. She's just fine, but look how she's protecting herself. She's looking down. There's this idea of fearfulness. But if she just opened herself up and took in the majesty and the mystery of the moonlight, she might be just overcome with wonderment and awe at the beauty of it. Allow yourself some of that energy in January, Gemini. All right, I wish you much love as always. I'll see you in the next video or over at the podcast.